best man and have been his best friend for as long as really we can remember. But if you would have told me 20 years ago when we were freshmen in high school that Carl Salazzo and Diana Villamarin were getting married, I would have said no way. No way, and everybody would agree with me. In fact, they're probably the two least likely people to get married that I've ever known. We were talking today with Diana out by the pool, and we asked her the same question, and she said her reaction back in high school would have been, Carl who? Oh, you mean Chris Basso's friend. Or a classmate, but we'll get to that later. You know, I think the Salazzo family runs deeper than blood, and Mrs. Salazzo calls me her seventh son. So as the seventh son, I'd like to welcome you to the Salazzo family. Now, I definitely need to throw a big shout out to the parents of the bride and groom for this absolutely awesome evening. So a big round of applause for Carl and Diana's parents. And for weeks and weeks, we begged and pleaded our 8th grade teacher that was taking us, Mrs. Anderson, to put us in the same group. And she said, no friggin' way. I am not putting you two together. We begged and pleaded, Carl especially, he would not take no for an answer. Day before the trip, they put the list up of all the groups and the chaperones, and lo and behold, Carl and I are in the same group, Mrs. Anderson's group. And Carl, I don't know if you remember this, but I still have it. Hey Jorge, where's the focus on this thing? Focus. Where is it? Anyways, we had a button made up. We took a picture in the Philadelphia Mall, had a button made up. I've had that thing for 20-something years. Yeah. My best friend, Carl. Hey, there we are. Two handsome devils. Look at those guys. It's a good looking hat, yeah. No comments, Vinny. Where are you? No comments. So, fast forward a couple of years, and Carl and I are hanging out, as we did almost every day in high school. We're listening to rap music. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, knew all the words, Brookfield too knows what I'm talking about. And Carl had these gigantic speakers. They seriously were about this tall. And he would blast the music. Anybody within a half-mile radius could hear what we were playing. And his mom would get so mad because these are unedited songs. You know, every other word is a swear word. So we would be listening to the music and she would be getting so upset. Where's Mrs. Salazzo? Where is she? So upset that we're listening to this rap crap and we hear from the bottom of the stairs, Kyle! Turn that crap off! Bring me my wine and my cigarettes. Woo! Now Carl, not taking no for an answer, would turn the music up even louder on every single swear word. And his mom would get incensed. Fast forward another couple of years. It's our senior camp out. Tradition in high school. Administration was so upset. They said everybody that was up on that roof isn't going to graduate. That includes Carl. They finally said, we'll let you graduate, but everybody has to split the cost of replacing the skylight. So Carl says, Dad, I need the money. I need to graduate. Mr. Salazzo says, okay. Writes in the check. We graduate. I think the next day, Mr. Salazzo canceled that check. So the apple does not fall far from the tree. Now my favorite story of Carl never taking no for an answer is, He went to Eastern Connecticut State University. Freshman year, he's in his dorm, which butts right up against the lounge area. And as freshmen, you know, none of us, we're not allowed to have cable in our rooms. I mean, come on. Carl's like, that is ridiculous. I have put cable in this room. He runs a line from the lounge area into his dorm room. The only one on the floor, the only one in the dorm with cable. Something goes wrong with the cable, the guy comes in to fix it. He's like, what is this line? He's like yanking the thing. Carl said his TV flew off of his dresser. Guy reported it to campus housing, Carl's kicked off campus. But I think we all know that he turned out all right. But you know, as far as Carl's antics, he's done some crazy things. But he's also a very good person. He doesn't know how to say no to anybody. And I think his 5 brothers would attest to that. Because every single piece of electronics equipment or computer that you get, when you open up the manual and it has a technical assistance number, everyone is Carl's cell phone. Right, John? Yeah, John! C dial. And he called my house one day. He's like, "Dude, you want to come over and hang out?" And I asked my parents, "Hey, can I go and hang out with Carl?" "There's no way you're going over and hang out with Carl," my parents say. "No way, that kid's bad news." They were right. Carl calls and calls, and I think the last time he called, we went ice skating, so I don't know, something. But anyways, my parents were unrelenting about us hanging out, but they finally gave in, and I wouldn't have the best friend that I've had for 21 years had he took no for an answer. Thank you, Carl, for standing there.
They had connected a month or two before, and I think everything really started to take off at that reunion. And he and I, we live in different cities. I live in DC, he lives in Stanford. But we talk regularly, and I asked him how things were going with Diana, and he's like, "Dude, we're really having a good time. I really like being with him." And the spring of this year, for the first time ever, I think, he goes, I called him up, and I said, "How's things going?" He goes, "Dude, I think I'm gonna marry her." And I think that was the first time I've ever heard him utter the word marriage that it was pertaining to him. And I said, "You know what, that's the right thing for you." I see them together and they're so happy. It's really cool. Now, if you all raise a glass, the toast to Carl and Diana. There are 3 beautiful things in life: birth, love, and this death. Best wishes and good fortune to you, Carl and Diana, all of your life together. Jeff out.
Mazel, mazel! Mazel!
But one little thing, if I may, there is one thing that has kind of hung over our friendship, Carl. And that happened the day that we graduated. For 4 years, Carl and I had planned that him being Salazzo, me being Basso, when he got his diploma after mine, that I would run and jump, as you saw earlier today, right now. We did that, and a photographer from the Brookfield Journal captured that picture and plastered it on the front page of our hometown newspaper. And the caption of that paper said, "Brookfield High School graduate Chris Basso gets a lift from a classmate." And until this day, Carl has always been known as my classmate. And dude, I will say that I have been waiting for a long time. I've been wanting to do this, and I said that I would do it on the day you got married. I went to the Brookfield Journal, and I found the only unprinted copy of the Brookfield Journal. Nobody has ever seen this before. So I want you to open it and read the caption, please. Just for advance.
Brookfield High School, Chris Basso gets a lift from Carl Salazzo after receiving their diploma Saturday night.
Congratulations, you're all my classmate and my best friend.